Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another episode of the Nigerian in America series. In today's video, I will be talking about, or I will be addressing some common misconceptions, stereotypes, opinions about attending women's colleges in the US. Okay, if you don't know who I am, my name is Chinom. So I am Nigerian and I live in the US right now. I also attended a women's college here, so I am very well aware of all of the opinions that people have about women's colleges, and this video is specially dedicated to addressing those common misconceptions, stereotypes based on my own experience, and just talking about, you know, how much I agree with them or how much I disagree with them. Also, if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, you should do so now before we get into the video, because then you get so distracted and you forget to subscribe. So please subscribe to my channel. Number one opinion that people have about, you know, women's college is that everyone is a woman or that everyone identifies as female. I know most of the Nigerians watching this are like, what do you mean? Women's college, of course everybody that goes there is a woman, everybody is female, but that's not the case. There are actually people who identify as women but not necessarily as females, so they fall under what we call, or what they call, non-conforming gender identities that are not female. Some of them are non-binary, genderqueer, gender fluid, and I think a bunch of others. So not everyone who attends a women's college identifies as female, okay? Because of the way the world is set up and having to fall under, you know, either being man or being a woman, they may have had to choose being women so that they could attend the women's college, but they don't necessarily identify as females. They may not use female pronouns like she, her. So, you know, it's all very individualistic. And so one thing that I had to learn being there was to pay attention to people's identities, how they identify, and just make sure that you're addressing them correctly. Misconception number 2 is actually very, very funny. As in, I laughed when I thought of it, because I feel like that's the first thing that people tell me every time I say I attended a women's college, and it is that, you know, we are desperate. We're always so desperate for men. We're always looking for men. We're always interested in men. We want men, basically, because we've been so starved for like 4 or 5 years, no man. And it's actually hilarious, because we chose to go to this school, right? Like, you guys need to think about the fact that we chose it, okay? The truth is just that most of us don't even mind. We don't even care that there are no men around. Like, it's also like we're not being caged in. We can always leave campus and go out into the world, the town or whatever, and see as many men as we want to. So it doesn't make sense to think that we are so restricted to the point where we're desperate. It's actually pretty funny. Misconception number 3, is that everyone is conservative and uptight. I mean, look at me. Do I look like I'm conservative? If you watched my previous videos, do I sound like I'm conservative? Like, I'm just gonna tell you guys, I think that the women's college that I attended is probably the most liberal place that I have ever found myself in. Okay, we had everything else that, you know, we could basically find in other co-ed schools. House parties, you know, like campus parties where it's like people from other schools even come to parties in our school. Like, guys, it was, you know, it was a basic college education, a basic college campus where the only thing that I said stood out to me was just that the school does not admit men. Like, that's all. That's literally the only difference between that school and like other schools, and okay, men don't live in our dorms with us, but people still had their boyfriends over. People, like, there were men in my dorm. I would walk out of the shower sometimes and there was a man in the toilet in my bathroom. Right. Misconception number 4 is that girls are, you know, drama magnets basically. So there's just always some drama going on in school because, you know, it's all women. When you put the women together, they're just going to fight and quarrel and all that. But honestly, I'm not going to lie, when I was going to the school, that was one of the things that I kept thinking about. That was one of the things that I was worried about. I don't like drama. I'm allergic. I'm actually pretty I'm actually quite allergic to drama. I think that because it was such a free environment and everybody was so liberal and accepting and understanding, I think that that sort of fostered some kind of maturity in most of the students. And so I'm not saying there were no quarrels or no fighting or whatever. There were every, you know, teenagers and young adults. Of course, they're going to be like issues here and there, but there was nothing catty about like cat fights. None of that. I never saw any of that happening. Number 5, our parents made us go there. As in, we didn't want to go and our parents forced us to go. Obviously, you know that this is a lie because I said in the very first, when I was making my first point, I already said that, you know, we chose to go there. All of us, we chose to go there. We knew exactly where we were going, how it was, and we chose to go there. Like I've said countless times on this channel, I'm not exactly close to my sister. Never really was. So that sisterhood was definitely something that I was missing in my life and that I wanted to experience. So it's part of the reason why I chose to go there. Like me, a lot of people had reasons, like valid, well thought out reasons about why they wanted to attend a women's college. And so for none of us, it was never a question of, oh, my parents just made me go here. I never really wanted to go here. Now, number 6 is actually something that I find quite disrespectful. People tend to call it an all-girls school. And it's like, I'm sorry, but if you're talking about like high school, middle school, whatever, secondary school, boarding, all-girls school, fine and good, girls go there. But this is a college. This is a bunch of women who are coming into their own, who are maturing, and you're calling us all girls. Like, I will slap your mouth first of all. But I think that people do that just to deliberately sound condescending. And obviously it is not an all-girls school, it is a women's college. Okay, we did not come in there not knowing what the hell we're doing. We came in there with vision and everything. And so yeah, disrespectful, cancel it. It's not an all-girls school, it is a women's college. Thank you. Number 7 is that the school doesn't prepare us for the real world, because in the real world there are men, and how can you put yourself in an environment with only women and think that you're being equipped well enough to enter the world? That is bullshit. First of all, my school was part of a 5-college consortium, which consists of Smith College, UMass Amherst, Amherst College, Mount Holyoke, and Hampshire College. Being part of that group meant that we could take classes in their schools and they could take classes in our school. So in almost all my classes, there was at least one man, okay, one guy, random guy from another school taking the class with us. And sometimes we also went to their schools to take classes. And so most of my classes were mixed anyway, you know, co-ed. So hello, there were men around. Okay, so we didn't just lock ourselves up and say we're not associating with any men while we are here. That's not what happened. Okay, like I said, there were parties and stuff going on. Obviously men like to party, so they would come to our parties, we would go to their own parties, and yeah, there was a lot of mixing and, you know, just socializing with co-eds from the other schools around. So I had enough of testosterone in my life. Number 8, which is hilarious because of how stupid it is that we're not really getting a good education, as in quality wise. Women's colleges are not the best in terms of education. Like, I don't even know what to say to people who think that, because obviously you don't even know what good schools are. Like, you have no idea. Like, if they tell you to list 10 good schools, you probably won't be able to do that because you don't know anything, right? I've met people, and as soon as I say Smith College, there's like a whole different level of respect for me, just because they understand the quality of education that we receive there. They understand the caliber of people that go to these schools. Number 9, this one is that our sports teams are terrible. Okay, see, I know I've been running my mouth and defending women's colleges this whole time, but this number 9, it's like, you know, I don't really have much to say. I think that I'm not in the best position to counter these arguments that our sports teams are useless. I'm not in the best position to counter this argument because, one, I never really knew what was going on in terms of sports when it came to my school. Okay, I was completely oblivious to the sports department of my school. I don't know what was happening. I knew that our basketball team was pretty good because I would hear that they were going to this and that, and they won this and won that. So I had an idea of, like, you know, they're kind of good. I think that the field hockey team was also pretty good because I knew someone who was on that team, and she would, you know, occasionally chip in information here or there, but mostly I don't know what was going on there. So I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't generally follow sports, so I have no idea. So the final misconception is that women's colleges are no longer relevant, you know. So why were these colleges established? You know, they were established at a time where women were not allowed to get an education in normal settings, and so these colleges had to be set up specially for women who wanted to get an education, so they could, you know, go there and get an education without any harassment or, you know, all the stupid stuff. And so people who make this argument that they're no longer relevant are making it from the point of view that we've come a long way now, and obviously now women can go to school. There are co-ed schools, good co-ed schools everywhere, so what is the point of having a women's college? Now, in response to that, I would just ask that, you know, does sexism still exist or no? And if the answer is yes, then you have basically answered and explained to yourself why these colleges still exist. And if your answer is no, then you're obviously not living in the same world that we live in, so figure yourself out. But to be, on a serious note, sexism is still very much present in our society. Okay, whether we like it or not, it's still a thing that exists. It's still something that we're fighting against constantly, continuously, on a daily basis, and it may not be as evident as it used to be. It may not be as rampant. Actually, it may be as rampant. It's just that they don't show it as explicitly as they used to show it in the olden days, because now, you know, word is out that it's wrong, and so people who are still very much sexist, they try to hide it, try to cover it and all that, but it's still there. It exists. We experience these things every day, and so who wouldn't want to be in an environment where that was non-existent, basically? Okay, who wouldn't want to experience what it feels like to be among people who really see you as an equal and respect you as an equal, and offer you the same, offer everyone there the same opportunities without saying this one is less capable. Like, you know, who wouldn't want to be in an environment where they were just allowed to be themselves and respected for being themselves? So women's colleges are still very much relevant right now, okay, because they provide that kind of environment where you can be yourself and you know that you're being respected for being yourself, and you're encouraged and you're offered the same opportunities as everyone else, because everyone deserves opportunities, you know. But yeah, those are the misconceptions that I just wanted to bring to your notice and address, in case you're thinking maybe in future your child or someone you know is thinking of attending a women's college and you're just like, oh my god, no, God forbid. You better think twice, because there are so many advantages. Actually, I will do another video just talking about like advantages and disadvantages of attending a women's college, because I know I'm saying it's great and all that, but obviously there are some parts that I felt like it was lacking in, and I will talk about that in my next video, or in another video. I'll do a video and I'll put it up of like advantages and disadvantages of attending a women's college, for those who will come and be like, so you're just saying it's great, what about the things that it's not so great at? Anyway, that's all for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I don't know why I kept running out of breath as I was talking today, but that's beside the point. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you still haven't subscribed, now is the time to do so. I don't know what you're waiting for. Please subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Also drop your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you think about women's colleges. Did you have any of these misconceptions? Do you have questions? You know, is it something that you would see yourself doing, or let your child do, you know, attend a women's college? And if not, tell me why not. Anyway, I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much. Bye.